Marcus, what would you say was your most embarrassing story as a performer?
Whoa, man. I can only pick one?
Only one.
Okay. All right. I was just like 5 or 6 just went in my head just now. I would say maybe like the most embarrassing was probably in middle school. I think I was in 7th grade.
Okay.
I was supposed to play a duet with a buddy of mine, little saxophone kind of. We were actually going to play like
for the school.
Yeah, at our school like show, right, middle school. We were going to play like a theme from Star Wars, right? Like
Okay.
the band, the Catalina band, the bar, whatever, the do da do da do da. Don't make me sing it. I'm not,
Sorry, can I get a
Cantina
just a
band.
couple more bars, please?
That's the most you'll get for right now. Yeah, it's supposed to be a duet. My friend ended up he shall go unnamed, but he ended up injuring himself severely in the wrist area, causing him to not be able to play.
Oh.
And and it ended up being a solo. And because of like my nerves and it kind of happened in like pretty like last minute. I went up there, I played my heart out, but I biffed it on this like really high note. And like my nerves, I guess I just like clenched down on the mouthpiece. Yeah. And it just like screeched like great. And I swear to me, it felt like it just echoed through the whole room, like everybody. And I just paused and then I just started playing like again and finished it. But it happened twice in the same song.
Oh.
And so like probably the worst thing about it was like coming back to my seat and like hearing people like laugh. Like I was kind of getting like,
getting a little heckled by your friends.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably like my most embarrassing like to date. Yeah.
Is there any footage of this?
There's no footage. There's no footage. There's no recording. It actually never happened. I just made it up.
If I go to your house in Grand Rapids and ask your mom,
nope.
No, okay.
She doesn't have it. Sorry. What about you? Aaron?
I mean, a couple come to mind. I mean, as a skating performer, there's definitely one instance. It was the second show I did, actually the first show I did. Which you've seen on Liberty of the Seas.
Okay.
I mean, this was an easy one, but I had my jeans completely split open in the middle of a number.
Yo, I do remember that.
I think you probably saw it. You were there, and
that's on video somewhere.
Oh yeah, and I just had to finish like another 2.5, probably 3 minutes of the number with like completely open pants. But the show I did after that in Spain was like a Christmas show. I'm dressed in like this soldier costume, and my friend Edwin, as we're like standing like soldiers at the front, thought it'd be really funny to pants me in the show. And
nice.
He just it's a family show too, by the way. He just full on pants me in the middle of the show. Luckily my boxers at the time were the same color as the pants I had on, so maybe it was salvageable, probably not.
Yeah,
but,
amazing. Shout out to your buddy, man.
Yeah, but if you want to go back to like elementary school, I did a talent show one time too with my friend Tori, and we did this also duet. Little singing number, little ditty. And the lyrics were just this. It was oh, it ain't gonna rain no more, it ain't gonna rain no more. How in the heck can I wash my neck if it ain't gonna rain no more? That was the whole song.
Okay, I hope I'm adding audio to that post.
So we would essentially do that lyric twice through, and then we did 3 versions. So we did like a rap version.
No.
We did like a kind of like fast funk version, and then we did like a slow motion version.
God,
so it was like I'll give you a little taste. Like, oh, it ain't gonna rain no more, it ain't gonna rain no more. How in the heck can I wash my neck if it ain't gonna rain no more?
Okay.
And the last one was like oh, it ain't gonna, and we had this whole like stomp and clap. That's I don't think I'll ever live that one down.
Okay. No, you won't, now that you just told me, and it's imprinted forever in history. Well, yeah, speaking of overcoming nerves and like preparing yourself for a performance, we get into that a little bit with our next guest, Adonijah Davis.
definitely is important, like talking to people and networking, because you really just never know who you're talking to. You never know where they're gonna go. They never know where I'm gonna go, and I feel like you can get something from people as much as they can get something from you.
All right, we're here in the studio with singer-songwriter and model Adonijah. Thanks so much for being on the podcast with us.
Of course, I'm excited to be here.
So we want to jump right into it. How did you get into songwriting, and tell us about your music background?
Honestly, my dad's a pastor. He also sings. He writes songs. He plays the keyboard by ear. So I really just grew up around him, and I was in the church literally every Sunday, even not on Sundays, like throughout the week.
Okay.
So he's the one who really got me in the music scene, and then we'll be at home. He'll just be playing, and he'll call me in. He has like friends who write songs, so he would have me like, I don't know, come up with my own little melody, and I didn't really know what I was doing. This started when I was like 5 years old, so I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. And he'll just like, I have like little moments like that with my dad. So he's the one who really introduced me into music and made me develop the love for music. The songwriting thing I kind of learned on my own. I would literally lock myself in my room and practice doing covers like Adele or Sam Smith. I like Sam Smith a lot. And I guess when I first started listening to music, I wasn't really listening to the words. It was more so how I felt. So if I heard, I'd be like, oh, it's hits. I don't really know what they're saying. It wasn't until like I needed to write it down so I could memorize it, because I didn't have enough things to, like, I need to look at something while I was trying to learn to play it on the keyboard. So I guess the more I wrote it down, the more I had to look at it, the more I was like, oh, like they're actually talking about something, and it made me try to do it on my own. So that's kind of how I got into songwriting.
Okay.
And yeah.
When your dad was playing music around the house, were you hearing more like, like church, like hymn style music, or was your dad really into a certain type of music?
No, very churchy, like very I mean, it was like different types, but more so like, so like, do you know Ty Tribbett? I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, okay. No.
Do you guys listen to Christian music or anything?
No, I don't listen to much gospel. I mean, I grew up in like a church setting too, but yeah, they had kind of like their own thing, but I didn't know like the names of like artists and like too much other genres.
Yeah, I didn't really know when I was younger, but yeah, so it was like just a lot of Christian music. And it's funny because I'm not a Christian singer or a Christian artist. I'm R&B and soul, but I do have you'll hear I have a lot of soul when I do sing. So yeah, I got that all from my dad.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like growing up in that setting like helped develop like your ear?
It was more, I don't know, I guess I really like the soul sound of it. Like, I think gospel really has like, it's just a difference from other genres. Like it really, you can really feel it. And I think unknowingly I just developed that. Like I feel like I have just a lot of feeling when I do sing or when I say my words. So that, definitely just helps. Being in the church setting, there's a lot of harmonies. Like everyone's doing, there's different notes, sopranos, altos. I was a soprano, but being with my dad though, I was doing everything because I was in the gospel choir, and he would just like, there would be people who didn't know how to like stay on their note, like hearing somebody else in their ear, and I guess over years I just developed that talent because of my dad. Like he would just throw me in there and be like, do soprano or do a different note that doesn't sound like everyone else, and I just like learned how to do it naturally. I didn't really know what I was doing then, so I think I naturally do that in my music. And now I'm very good at harmonizing with myself. I could just pick up very quickly. So yeah, just a few things I got from it. But.
Yeah, I found that like one of my like strong suits like as a music producer is creating like the beat, like everything that goes in the background, the bass, the drums.
Yes.
And when I was a kid, I was always amazed that other kids memorized lyrics like so easily.
Yeah.
I could not sing along to any song. Like I could hum the melody probably, but I was always like listening to what was in the background, like what was being played.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And now like I found that like that sort of like comes naturally like to me. So it sounds like a similar thing, but like the harmonies and the melodies came natural to you.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I was a lot better at remembering words when I was younger. Now these days, it is just the melody. Like over time, I'll like if I practice, I'll remember the words easier. But it definitely was that was definitely a thing when I was younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Well, tell me about some of your opportunities in Delaware, in your hometown. Like, were there was there a lot to do out there? Was there a lot of what you wanted to do?
Honestly, there's definitely a lot more opportunities in LA than Delaware, but I will say I didn't blossom really until I got to, well, I don't want to say until I got to LA. That's when I got to LA is when I started doing a lot more. But in Delaware there really isn't too many like things that'll get you out there. Like there's things that I'm just hearing about now that I'm in LA that there are, but yeah, no, not really. There's like little, I think there are little like open mics, but not really. Like I would go to, there's more in Philly, which is close to Delaware, and yeah, so not really, not really.
Did you find
it's
yourself
very small.
Did you find yourself visiting Philly a lot to like perform or listen to music?
So after like high school, a couple years after that, I moved to Philly for about a year. So I went to like one open mic, but I was very shy. Like I love to sing, but singing in front of people was a different story. So I will say I didn't take advantage of what I did have there when I was there.
It's tough. So
yeah, I had to have a pep talk with myself, especially when I got to LA, because it's a lot more fast paced here.
Yeah,
so and everyone's trying to do everything that you're doing. So it's like you gotta stand out somehow. You gotta do something different. So,
okay, for sure.
Being around music from such a young age,
yeah.
Did you always know that this is what you wanted to do, or was it a little bit later where you decided you wanted to kind of branch out into your own style?
For sure. I really knew when I was like 5. Like I remember this moment with my dad. He was like teaching Bible study or something for kids. He's also a teacher. He loves like kindergartners. Like he's very good with kids. But yeah, there was a moment he was teaching. And the day before, he was just like practicing this song with me. Like I remember he was just practicing some song with me. I didn't know why. He just had, because that was a regular thing already. And then the next day, he had me go on the stage with him. He was like telling all the kids, we're going to learn a new song. And Addie's my nickname. He's like, Addie's going to show you how to sing it. Okay. And so he just like put me on the spot, and I was singing the song. But and he started singing with me. But that was like the first day I learned how to do I don't know if you guys know what runs are, like you do cool things with your voice. I did like a little run. I was just so excited about it, and that was just like, I don't know, that day kind of just sparked everything. Like I just thought, oh my gosh, I could do runs, like I'm a singer.
Okay.
And so I like kind of after that I just remember like I always just locked myself in my room, and I would just learn different covers, keep singing it, and try to sing exactly how they were singing it. And yeah.
I know that I'm from the Midwest as well. I grew up in Michigan, and when I moved out here to LA, I kind of saw like what people were getting into, like all the opportunities like that you're talking about. And I think that I kind of like dove headfirst in a lot of like crazy like things. Like I thought like animation was cool, like writing like storyboarding. I tried
that one time.
Yeah, and I gave it my all for like 2 months. It didn't really work out, but I feel like coming out here and being introduced to things and seeing how much people are doing, like it was really inspiring. Yes. And so now I'm sort of like narrowing down like the things that I like versus the things that are going to like improve like my career, or like best serve my interests. Yeah. So like when you came out here, what kind of opportunities did you like gravitate towards,
or what was the expectation?
Yeah.
Everything. Like I always knew I was a singer, but I never I always wanted to be a model. I never looked at myself as that. Like I would have photo shoots and stuff, but I never looked at myself as that. So there was like when I got here, it just seemed way more like, oh, I could really, like everyone's doing this. I can do literally anything I wanted to do.
That potential was like
like everything like that I had fun with, I could really make a career if I wanted to, and if I wanted to enough. So coming out here, I saw that even just with singing, I didn't know like little jobs that you could just do with singing, like little kids songs. I was like, okay, that's cool. Sure. I was doing this thing called Songfinch at one time where
what's that?
It's like it's where you can write songs for people. Like they put in a request, and they'll tell you what they want it to be about, the person, their name, and everything, and you just create a song. You have to have your own beat or whatever, and yeah, stuff like that, or even just being a background vocalist for other people that can be big artists and stuff. Like I didn't even know, like I don't know, just stuff that I really just didn't even think about. It's like I just knew I wanted to be a singer, and that was it. But there's just so much more I could put my talent into, and I just really like that about LA. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you've only been out here what, a year now?
Yes, a year.
Yeah. And how do you feel? Do you love being here?
I really do. It's very, very different. I love Delaware because that's where I'm from, but it is definitely like just way more opportunity. The people here, like it is nice just having people doing what you're doing because Delaware is so small. Honestly, it can get negative in Delaware because there is so like it's just I don't know,
such
it's just
a small group.
Yeah, it's just
people.
such a small group. Everyone knows everybody. It's more so like feels more so like a competition, and I didn't like that. I don't know. I just don't like that feeling. It shouldn't be like that. We should all be trying to get out. The state is small enough already. So yeah. So that is one thing I do like about LA. Like I feel like I met like a lot of cool people here, a lot of motivating people, a lot of people who are better than me. Like I like being around people who are better than me, so I can. Yes, so I can grow. And I really do love LA.
Had you already made some of those connections prior to coming here, or did you kind of come in here cold and just throw yourself in?
Honestly, the only person I really knew was my wife. Okay. She also does music, so she was telling me how like all the good things about LA, how much opportunity, because she's had plenty of opportunities herself. Music and her is really the reason that really made me get the confidence to come here, because it is scary coming from I've lived in Delaware my whole life,
coming from a small town.
And my whole family is over there, so it definitely is scary, but I do not regret it at all.
How important is that collaboration aspect, like coming out here and like working with people? Because a lot of people, Aaron and I have talked about it before, like
trying to go it alone, trying to
it's tough.
Trying to be the master of everything, and
that
ending up being kind of the master of none.
I think that was me before I got here. I definitely was a loner. I barely wanted people on my songs. Like I was just like, it's my song. Like it was just hard to just even let
that control.
I just had to let go of that. But it definitely is important, like talking to people and networking, because you really just never know who you're talking to. You never know where they're gonna go. You never know where I'm gonna go, and I feel like you can get something from people as much as they can get something from you. And I think that I've just noticed with my experience that definitely just I don't know, helps the process, makes it more fun. Yeah, it makes it easier. I don't know, it definitely just helps all around. Yeah.
Like yourself and Marcus, so many of us come out to LA from other places, small towns, the Midwest. And I think because so many of us come here, for that main purpose of, going after our passion, whether it's in music, film, art, I think there is like a lot more positivity between artists here, because we're all trying to collaborate and get there,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And like you said, sometimes when you're just stuck in that small bubble of people, it becomes this kind of negative competitive energy.
Yeah, it's negative. And that was another thing when I came out here. Like I guess I already said that you really don't know what's out there, because it's really just a whole different world in LA than Delaware. Like I lived around I was in like farm areas, and this is more like city, bunch of people outside. Yep. But yeah, it's nice though. I really do like LA.
Yeah, when you put yourself out there, you feel like it comes back.
Yeah.
Well, you've got some music projects out, and I kind of want to hear a little bit about your songwriting process. What's that like for you?
I don't think anyone's ever really asked me how I really write.
Oh, no worries. It's not a secret, is it? I'm not like...
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I know everyone has like their own way of writing, but for me, it's I usually like to find a good beat first. Like whatever I'm feeling, I'll just go through a bunch of beats, like whether it's someone who sent me beats or YouTube. A lot of times I'll use YouTube just to get my juices flowing. But I'll go through a lot of beats first, whatever I'm feeling. I might come up with like some type of melody, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting something. Like if I don't get anything within like the first 3 minutes, I'm like, okay, this isn't it. I'm gonna go to the next beat. But I'll kind of come with the melody, and then I start going into what does this beat make me feel like what am I, sometimes I go off the titles off the YouTube beats, whatever the title says, I'm like, okay, what comes to mind? And all my songs are about me, like they're all real, I talk about real things. So it makes it a lot easier to write.
But it starts with a feeling for you.
Yeah, it starts with a feeling, and then I just whatever the beat makes me feel, whatever mood it gets me feeling, is usually what I go off of. And I'll kind of think of like a story that's happened to me, or even like it may not have been exactly something that's happened to me, or a feeling I may have felt in literally a moment, and I'm like, okay, I'll go off of that. And then I just keep going from there. Sometimes I have to come back to the song, or sometimes I can finish it all right there. But so you start with the beat, and then a feeling, and then maybe a melody and some words, and then it all comes together.
Okay. You mentioned like sometimes you have to like come back to a song. Like have you experienced like writer's block, and like if so, how do you get yourself like out of that?
Yes, I do definitely experience writer's block. To get out of it, do
you have a ritual?
A lot of times I like to go on, I guess, YouTube. Sometimes it takes me just watching other people's interviews, like what they're talking about, or even just other artists that I do like to listen to. I just will listen to a bunch of songs, and eventually something kind of will stick out. So I'm like, oh, I can write something about this, and I'll try to write it. So that's usually how I do. I'll just try different things, like listening to other people, or maybe going outside. I get inspiration from
looking
anything.
for little inspiration.
Yeah, just looking for anything. So yeah, that's usually how I get out of it. I mean, I'll be happen in a day, I'll come back to it and still struggle a little bit. I'll just keep trying. Like if I'm getting frustrated, I'll give myself that break, so I don't like defeat myself. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how I get out of it. Yeah.
Let's get into modeling. You said that you do that on occasion.
Yes, I do. I definitely do a lot more now that I'm in LA. I actually just had a photo shoot. It was a yearbook themed photo shoot with a bunch of like other people, other creatives, who may be models, artists, or whatever. That was a nice thing. I'm trying to put myself out there more. And I have like photo shoots every week though, because we have our own production company. We do our own music videos and photography. So yeah, I'm trying to get myself more in there, but I like to consider myself a model.
Yeah. I mean, how does having both of those skills like helped your brand, or help like showcase yourself?
So with music, you kind of have to, especially with music videos, you kind of have to tell a story. And modeling kind of helps you, like, I don't know, learn how to feel yourself in a way. I don't know how to really explain it, but
there's like a sense of like vulnerability.
Yeah, like it just like,
so that you're visually telling a story.
Yeah, visually telling a story, and knowing how to look good, knowing my angles, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm still figuring that out, like how modeling does help, but I guess it makes me more comfortable in front of the camera, because that is scary in itself.
Yeah.
Coming out to LA now, you're trying modeling a little bit more.
Yes.
You're kind of branching out a bit. Is there anything kind of on your bucket list of something that you're looking forward to or wanting to try being out here?
Honestly, I'm just trying to put myself in any like little thing. Originally, I was supposed to do the LA modeling experience.
Okay.
Something came up, but I was supposed to, and that I still would want to do that. I would do that next year. I'm just trying to find little things. Same thing with music. I go to open mics and stuff, to get myself out there, and I'm still just trying to learn my way around with modeling, because it is new. Like, I've always taken pictures, but it is new to me on everything that comes with modeling. So yeah.
I know you said when you were younger, you were a little bit maybe nervous or timid to perform in front of people. Do you feel like you've brushed that off now, and it's easy, or is it something you still have to kind of like prepare yourself for?
I have definitely gotten better, but it is something I still have to prepare myself for. Like, before I do any performance, I feel like I get very quiet. Like, I just like
introspective.
Yeah, like I have to bring myself together, and I like tell myself to calm down. Because they're really, I don't even know where the fear comes from. I'm not really afraid to mess up. It's more so like, I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. Like, I'll get mad at myself if I do that in the comfort of my own home. So doing that in front of people, it's just like, ugh, I wish I didn't do that. But But yeah, I've definitely worked on it. It's really about self-motivating. Like I just really talk to myself in my head or out loud if I need to, but really mainly in my head. And I'll just do it. When I was younger, I definitely will find any excuse not to go to a performance. But now I'm like, I have to. Like, this is what I do. This is what I chose to do. And I'm very serious about it. So there's just things I just got to get over. I am getting a little more comfortable, but it's not easy at all.
Yeah.
I
kind of put myself into like a mental game of like preparation. And like when I have to like perform in front of people, I try to tell myself that like these people aren't worried. They don't like really care. Like they just want to be entertained. Like anyway, that's kind of like what I tell myself. Like because when I went to school and like you played in front of like your peers and like your mentors, that was like a little bit more intimidating because they're listening and they're dissecting.
And you're gonna see them the next day.
And they're your friends. It's so weird.
They know you on a more intimate level.
Yeah. So that's kind of like my process. Like I will like, okay, it's not that big a deal. It's not as big of a deal as I'm making it.
And it's really all in your head. Once you figure that out, it's like, okay, it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It really is all in your head.
Yeah, I can relate to that like perfectionist thing. Is like the expectations that you like set for yourself.
I think we all have that to a degree. I think, anyone trying to put something out there, we all want it to be good.
Yeah, we're sensitive about our stuff. Yeah,
for sure. So you've got a project coming out, your new album, right? Let's talk about that. Let's hear about the inspiration and tell us what it's about.
So it is titled The Book of Adonijah. I called it that because I feel like my background is very interesting. My dad's a pastor. I didn't mention my mom's a cop as well, but yeah, my dad being a pastor, I really was in church all the time. But I turned out to be gay, which is also, that's a big thing within the Christian community. That's not really a good thing. And I just went through like a lot of emotions, a lot of different things, and I kind of wanted to tell that story. And I thought it was smart to call it the Book of Adonijah because there's in the Bible, there's different books. And I thought it was really smart. Adonijah is actually in the Bible. That's my name, is from the Bible. It means Lord is my God. So it just seemed very, very cool. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to tell my story a little bit and make it a little clever. I thought it was really clever stuff.
That is really clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Can you give us like kind of like a sneak peek, like what
we can expect to hear?
You can expect to hear very much a little freaky, a little it may come off as like a player, or I don't know how people, what the terms they use is, but just because I was just trying to figure myself out, I guess, figure out what I like or whatever. So I kind of talked about that in my music, and I was dibbling and dabbling. You'll hear me kind of in my feelings, or kind of just like I was talking about really how I was looking at myself. I just felt like a bad person sometimes, but then you'll hear me enjoying my life, enjoying myself now. Like I'm okay with where I'm at. So that's kind of what you'll hear in my songs. Yeah.
Do you find it easier to, I know for myself, I mean, I'm a lot more comfortable now, but also growing up, I was very shy, very introspective. I had a hard time. I if I'm with a group of people, I'm the one, just kind of sitting quiet, listening.
I'm always in the back of the class, not saying anything.
It wasn't raising my hand, to answer any questions unless, they ask me.
Never.
Yes.
Do you find it easier, to tell that story and express yourself with your music, with your art, than say if you were just,
yes.
Tell me your life story. Like, is it easier for you to do it that way?
For sure. I actually I really am. I still am pretty quiet. Like coming out here, I've had to talk more, like because I have to do music. But yes, it is definitely like my music's kind of like a diary. Like it's definitely easier. Like, and there's one thing about me, I do not cuss. You can ask anybody. I do not cuss unless you'll hear it in my music. Like it's not really in my vocabulary. But when I'm giving like emotion, I literally only do it in my music. So yeah, it's definitely just a lot easier to just express myself. I don't know why I have a hard time just talking, but when I'm trying to write a song, I can spill everything. So yeah, definitely, it is definitely easier to talk about I guess, deep stuff with my music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who are some artists that inspire you, like other singers?
I really like Jasmine Sullivan. I think her voice is just amazing. Her vocal technique, her control. I've always just when I was a kid, I listened to her a lot as well. But I've always admired like how she easily just uses her voice and can literally do anything with it. Like it's literally an instrument. I really like Erykah Badu. I like Summer Walker, Lauryn Hill.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, I won't lie. Because I was listening to a bunch of Christian music when I was younger, I didn't know about the, I guess, older artists until like I got a little older. So I don't want to say recently, but kind of recently, I just really found my love for Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu. Like I was just like, wow, they really, I don't know, something about them. It just really is different.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was really interested in the older stuff when I was younger. But yeah, it's just different when I'm older.
You had some of that too, now. Where some artists you weren't vibing when you were younger, but now you've kind of come back to it as
absolutely well. Yeah. No, like Prince is one that I bring up like often. But I despised it when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
but now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like how could I ever?
Yeah, just look at it differently.
Not, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've had that experience also with like Nas. Like as a kid, I was too little to like really like listen to like his stuff.
Or appreciate but then, like, kind of the lyrics and things.
And as I got older, like I found out like he's still like releasing stuff, and I was like, oh, like this stuff is still amazing. Yeah. Like, and so I went down like a whole like a Nas rabbit hole, like just for like months. And so like I find myself doing that too, because like one thing about like I think like the history of music is that there's like relations, like everything is like sort of connected. Yeah. And so like you hear something like today, but like you can listen to something like 30 years ago and still find like similarities.
Similar, yeah. Because we all draw from what we listen to and what we see, and
for sure,
use it in our own way.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So Adonijah, you had a bit of music that you wanted to share with us, yeah?
Yes, I do. This is a song that's already out. It's called "Ain't You Mine." It's definitely my favorite. I feel like it showcases my sound. Like if you ever wanted to know kind of what my style is, I think this song does showcase that. I'm just gonna be honest, yeah. I'm just gonna be honest, yeah. I would go to war for you, do anything for you. Do you want me to? Would you do the same for me? Do you feel the same for me? I don't even know. 'Cause you've been acting different lately. You've been real distant, baby. Just want your attention, baby. Are you even listening, baby? Just want your time, 'cause shit ain't you mine. Just want your time, 'cause shit ain't you mine. Gonna ride with me, just spend a little time with me. Gonna ride with me, just spend a little time with me. Gonna ride with me, just spend a little time with me. Gonna ride with me, just spend a little time with me. We ain't gotta do much. Sorry,
I love that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you
intimacy.
so much. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
What was that one called again?
Ain't You Mine, with a question mark.
Ain't You Mine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's amazing. Like just the blend of like the guitar and the piano, like with your voice is like.
Yeah, I really love instruments. I love the sound of guitar. I can't play myself, but I really do like love guitar. When I'm looking for beats, that's usually what I'm looking for.
That's awesome.
But yeah, thank you.
Cool. Well, what do you have coming up? What's the newest for you?
Right now, I music wise, I'm just working on my project. Trying to finish up the book of Adonijah. But as of right now, I'm putting out like little stuff that I already have recorded, just to keep people up to date with my sound, or just keep them happy.
Keep
the momentum.
Yes,
Yep.
Keep the momentum up. Other than that, in modeling, I really am just finding little things to do. On the 1st, I have a modeling gig for. That's why I have my teeth. I don't know if you noticed. I have my teeth done. It's for the teeth. They wanted someone is they want to promote their stuff, so I'm being used as a a model for that. But other than that, I'm just going with the flow, trying to find little things that I can come to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so Adonijah, what kind of things are you working on right now, or what are you doing to like help brand yourself as an artist?
Right now, well, the whole reason I came to LA was to help brand myself or rebrand myself. I forgot to mention as well. I started off. My name was Addie the Baddie before I changed it to Adonijah, because that was, I don't know, it was like a nickname growing up, but I changed it to Adonijah, which actually is my real name, and it's really because I wanted people to learn my name. I really do love my name, and I feel like it's more mature than Addie the Baddie as well. But some of the things I'm doing to help brand myself is starting with my new project, Book of Adonijah. I'm trying little things, like I have a song on there called Red Flag, and I'm just doing little things with that. I want to do in the future. I'm going to do some interviews, or not really I guess little interviews, asking people what their red flags are, because I'm sure everyone has a red flag or met someone with a red flag.
For sure.
So like little things that have happened, or you've had with people.
Exactly.
Like, maybe thinking back,
Yeah, I feel like that would be a cool thing to do. I'm also going to have actual books called Book of Adonijah with exclusive things in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought. Other than that,
doing this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yes, doing this podcast. Yes, and going to different interviews, going to different open mics, different modeling gigs.
Mm-hmm. Just to kind of like establish yourself as an artist, like here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like you got a lot of interesting things in the pipeline.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, where can people listen to your music and see what's going on with you?
You can listen to me on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. I don't know, all platforms. I'm at all platforms.
Yeah.
And my Instagram is I am Adonijah. That is IAMADONIJAH. That's my main social media that I'm on.
All right. Well, Adonijah, thank you so much for being on the podcast with you. Really appreciate it.
It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much. This was really fun.